Hey, beautiful people. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling great. And if not, it's okay. This too shall pass. And I'm sending extra love and light your way. I just wanted to just do a quick video just to remind you to let God fight your battles. Because, nowadays the pettiness is at an all-time high. People, the slightest things, people get petty. And it's kind of like if you go back and forth with people, they do something petty to you, you do something petty to them, and then back and forth, it's kind of like you're staying on the hamster wheel. Because it's like, even if someone did something to you first, by you returning that same energy, it's like you still have bad intentions for another person. Because it's one thing to defend yourself, but then it's another thing to seek revenge. And seeking revenge, that's the devil's way of pulling you into the pig pen. There's really, there's a good amount of evil people in this world. I would say that, it's a lot of evil people in this world. But to be honest, a lot of people aren't evil. They're just broken. And so they become an easy target for the devil. That's an easy way for the devil to seep in. Like, if you carry emotions of anger, resentment, jealousy, any of those energies that don't feel good, like, that's the devil's way of getting attached to you, right? And then it's like, before you know it, you find yourself being so angry, taking action towards somebody. Some people, they end up doing things that they later on regret. They get angry and they might go shoot somebody, or they might hurt somebody, or just do something that later on they're going to regret. Sometimes, a lot of times they regret it, and sometimes they don't. But a lot of times I feel like people regret it, because especially when things happen in the heat of the moment, like I said, with anger especially, when you operate in that energy, oh, that's the devil's favorite way to get in. Oh, he's like, oh, this person is angry. This is a perfect target. Or this person has anger problems. This person is a perfect target for me. And then you end up self-sabotaging, because it's like, no matter what anyone does to you, you're still responsible for what you do. So that's why it's so important to let God fight your battles. Not to say you can't defend yourself, right? But if somebody hurts you, don't go out your way to try to hurt that person. Like I said, it's one thing to defend yourself. There's nothing wrong with defending yourself, but when you go out your way to try to hurt another person, you're only putting that energy out into the universe, and it's going to come back to you. Energy works like a boomerang. Whatever energy we put out is coming back to us, whether we like it or not. And the thing about it is, we don't know how it's going to come back to us, but it's coming back. In some way, shape, or form, it's going to come back to us. And that's why it's so important to let God fight your battles, because, if you play tit for tat, you just building your karmic bill up, your sin bill. No matter how much you try to justify it, you have to pay. Every energy exchange, well, everything is an energy exchange, right? So it's like, no matter how justified you think your actions are towards another person, if your intentions are bad, you're going to get that karma back. And then that's how people stay stuck in a karmic cycle. They feel like, oh, nothing's working out for me, and it's always something. It's always something. I'm always going through stuff. But then when you look at their actions, you're like, well, I can kind of see how that person is experiencing that, because that's an unforgiving person. That person doesn't let go. And they hold on to the anger, they hold on to the pain. They end up being an easy target for the devil, right? They end up running into somebody that has the same energy, because at the end of the day, like attracts like. Our hearts are our personal magnets. So whatever we have in our hearts, if it's pain, resentments, anger, whatever it is, whatever the predominant emotions are in our hearts, we're going to attract other people with the same magnets. So it's like you continue to get pulled into the mud because you keep attracting the same type of people, right? But then you keep responding the same way. At some point, you're going to have to tap out. And a lot of people, it's hard for them to do that because they operate from their ego. They feel like by tapping out, they're letting the other person win. They feel like they're being a punk. But that's far from the truth. The person that taps out is the smart one, because that person has wisdom. They know how energy works. The other person is strictly operating in their ego, where they just won't give up. And then those are the type of people that God has to drop a crisis on them. Those are the type of people that go through the real tough situations. And when we see them, we have compassion for them. We feel bad for them. But little do we know, this person was trying to destroy others behind the scene. That's why sometimes it's best to, always have compassion for everybody, but try not to get too emotionally involved when it comes to other people's situations, because we see somebody going through stuff and you're like, oh man, I feel so bad for that person. This person's going through this, they went through that. But little do you know, that person was literally trying to destroy somebody. That person had bad intentions for other people. And the stuff that they're experiencing now is their karma. So that person, they chose to handle the situation like that. That person, they could have chose to not seek revenge. They could have chose to go to God and be like, God, these people got me messed up. And you talk to God and tell God what's going on. God will always balance out the scales. Matter of fact, the scales will be balanced out regardless, because that's just how energy works. But when you go to God, you talk to God about this problem. God, fight on my behalf. Fix this for me. Instead of you going into the mud. Because if you get in the mud, you're going to get dirty. There's no way around it. The wise ones, we're still human, right? So we still have slip ups, right? And some of us will get to the point where we get to the mud, right? We get to the pig pen. But then that's when our wisdom kicks in, because we'll be angry, because I've been there several times before, right? We'll be angry like, this person is about to get it, and then we have to stop and just be like, wait, hold on. If I get into this mud, I'm gonna get dirty. Like there's no way around it. I'm gonna get dirty. It doesn't matter what I do, I'm gonna get dirty. So as angry as I am right now, as frustrated as I am, I'm not willing to get dirty. I'm not. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna have to tap out, and I'm gonna have to go to God and ask God to help me get through this, to balance out this situation. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be balanced out. Anybody that does you wrong, that has bad intentions for you, trust that they will get karma. No matter how much they try to seem like their life is perfect, that it doesn't. Energy is real. This principle applies to everybody. This is a spiritual law. Whatever you put out there is coming back to you. So if people that are here that's doing people wrong, no matter how much they try to make their life seem like it's so glamorous and stuff like that, trust me, that person's getting hit with karma. And as the thing is, karma, it can come in different ways. It can hit you through your finances. It can hit you through your emotions. It can hit you through your car. You can start having car problems. It can hit you through your job. That's the thing. We don't know how karma is going to hit us. So it's like, it's best to not get into the mud, to put ourselves in a position to have to pay for it. Every experience that we have, we pay for it. And then the experiences that we choose to do the right thing, that's positive karma for us. So this is just a reminder to, it's one of those things they say, be the change that you want to see. It's like everything starts with you. So you just have to be very mindful, and I know how it is. Like when we go through stuff, our emotions can be up and down sometimes. Um, the world is cold enough already. There's so many critical, judgmental people out here already. So I get it. I understand how it is. But once you know better, you got to do better. This world that we live in, yeah, it's real, but everything everything is energy. Anything that we see on the physical plane, there's a spiritual blueprint to it. So you just want to make sure that your blueprints are as positive as possible, because when God starts doing the orchestrating, because at the end of the day, we're all puppets to God, puppets of God. We just have free will. But when God starts doing the orchestrating, he's doing that based off of our spiritual blueprints, right? And your spiritual blueprints, that's dependent on your actions. What have you been doing? Like, have you been having bad intentions for people? How you've been trying to cause harm to people? How you've been trying to cause harm to yourself? Have you intentionally been ignorant? Like you know it's certain things that God is showing you, but you're choosing not to make a change, right? Because that's karma too. So this day forth, you know, if you feeling some type of way about something, go to God. Just pray about it first. And, whenever something happens and you find yourself getting upset, you find yourself want to be impulsive and do something that you could possibly regret, you just got to ask yourself one question. And that question is, do I want to take this hit? Because it's inevitable. Whatever energy you put out, it's coming back to you. I used to, even the times when I first started waking up, like I still have my moments where I was still wise enough, but it's like my temper was still, I didn't overcome that part of myself at that time. I didn't master that part of myself. So I would ask myself, like, I would ask myself, like, do you want to take this hit? And then a lot of times I would say no, but I'm not even gonna lie. It's a couple times I was like, hell yeah, I'll take this hit. Because I was that angry. Like, yeah, I'll take this hit. Yeah. And what happened? I ended up taking a hit. And then as time went on, I realized, okay, it's real out here. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I'm not getting my hands dirty for nobody. And that's how sometimes the devil try to tempt you and try to pull you into, try to poke at you so you can get angry and snap. Nah, I've had those too. I've had those, and that was recent, probably like the last 2 years. But that was a lesson for me. So I don't allow myself to get like that, right? But a lot of us do. So, anyways, this was longer than I expected. I hope this helped in some type of way. Like I said, don't get karma for nobody. People are going to try you intentionally. Understand that when these people are trying you intentionally, they're just being used by the devil. The devil is just trying to poke at you. Just trying to poke at you. Like, if I poke at this person enough, they're going to snap. And whenever they snap, they're going to sabotage themselves. They might end up going to jail. They might hurt themselves. They might lose money. Whatever it is, whatever it is that they're going to do, this is intentional. That's why I'm pointing at them. I'm poking them so they can snap. But you smart. You too smart for that. You're not going to snap. You're not going to snap. You're going to look at them and say, back the hell up. Now, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to give you the business. But other than that, I'm going to ignore you. And I'm going to God on you. Okay? So y'all stay blessed up, stay prayed up, and I'll catch you on another video. Peace, love, and light.